Hello good people, I'm going to demonstrate how to round values correctly. We need to identify the number of significant figures and the rounding position. So for the value 3126, we have 4 significant figures. We are being instructed to round to 3 significant figures, and so I will identify the third significant figure. Next, I look to the digit to the right. If it's 5 or more, I raise the score. In this particular case, the digit to the right of the rounding position is 6, and therefore I will raise the score. The 2 will become a 3. And so I will write 313. If I leave it at this would be incorrect. Yes, I do have 3 significant figures, but I have changed the magnitude of the leftmost digit. In the original value, the 3 was in the 1000 position. Right now, it is in the 100 position. In order to make sure that this 3 is also in a 1000 position, I need to add a placeholder 0 at the end. As part of good communication, I should also indicate that this value has been rounded to 3 significant figures. Let's look at the next value, 2549. It has 4 significant figures, and we are being instructed to round it to 2 significant figures. I look 1 position to the right of the rounding position. If the digit to the right of the rounding position is 4 or less, I do not change the rounding position, which means this 5 will remain a 5. And so I can write 25, but I need to add placeholder zeros to make sure that the leftmost digit, the 2, remains in the 1000 position. And as before, I'm going to indicate that the value has been rounded to 2 significant figures. What about the next value? 0.060749 that needs to be rounded to 4 significant figures. I will number the significant figures, so we have 5 of them, and I will identify the rounding position. I look 1 to the right, it's 5 or more, therefore I raise the score. And the rounded value becomes 0.06075. Now, there is a common pitfall here. There is a temptation to add a 0 at the end. We do not do that. Recall that a 0 at the end of a decimal number is significant. So this value as written right now does not have 4 significant figures, it has 5. So let me remove this 0 and indicate that my value has been rounded to 4 significant figures. The 5 guidelines I have written on the left side of the screen need to be kept in mind when rounding our values. So let me quickly deal with the last 3. Next we have 1.0716 and we need to round it to 3 significant figures. The value currently has 5 significant figures. I'm going to identify the rounding position. Look 1 to the right, in this case it's 4 or less, therefore I am not going to change the rounding position. And I will be left with 1.07 rounded to 3 significant figures. The next value is 69.702 and it has 5 significant figures. We need to round it to 4 significant figures, so I'm identifying the rounding position. I look 1 to the right, it's 4 or less, therefore the rounding position will not be changed, and so I will end up with 69.70 rounded to 4 significant figures. Finally, we have 76,000. It has only 2 significant figures. We are instructed to round to 1 significant figure. I look 1 to the right, it's 5 or more, therefore I raise the score. And so the rounded value ends up being 80,000 rounded to 1 significant figure. That is all for now, and I will see you on the flip side.